Hopefully you've just finished watching the common denominator video. And the reason we wanted to watch that is because we're going to practice that with these fractions so that we can then apply that to our rational fractions. I had a typo here. This will be fixed on yours. Sorry, this should have been 9/8. Okay, so probably most of you didn't think too much about what you were doing when you multiplied these two numbers by 4 and by 5 and got 12 out of 20 plus 35 out of 20 and said, oh, hey, Michelle, that is 47 out of 20. Let's back up and look at the process here. A common denominator is created using the least common multiple. So we had to take a look at the factors of 4 and the factors of 5. The factors of 4 are 4 and 1. They are not 4 and 1. They are 2 and 2. The factors of 5 are 5 and 1. Since these don't have any numbers in common, we're just going to multiply straight across, and the least common multiple is 2 times 2 times 5 times 1, which gives us 20. So let's do that down here. 8 is going to be 4 times 2, but then 4 breaks up into 2 and 2. 4, 2 and 2, and 5, just plain old 5 and 1. So when I want to write down my least common multiple for these guys, first, using the method that we learned about, we're going to look at what do they have in common. 8 and 4 share 2, so I'm only going to write that 2 down one time. They also have another 2, so I'm only going to write that 2 down one time. From there, these have nothing else in common, so I'll multiply the 2 and the 5. And this is going to be my least common multiple. 2 times 2, which is 4, times 2 again, which is 8, times 5, which will be a least common multiple of 40. So now you can get your common denominator from there. This guy needs to be multiplied by 5, this one by 10, and this one by 8. So I've got 45 plus 10 is 55, and then 55 minus 48, which is 7. Okay, so let's use that process and apply it to case here where I might need a common denominator. Today we're not going to do the whole process. We're just going to focus on what would the common denominator be. In other words, what is the least common multiple of 9x and 3x squared plus 3x? Well, the first step is that you had to factor. So 9x squared. The factors of that, the things that multiply together, are a 3 and a 3 and an x and an x. Those are the things that make that up. Okay, 3x squared plus 3x. Let's factor this guy. Looks like we have a common multiple of 3 and x, so I'll bring that out front, with x plus 1 left inside the parentheses. You're ready to write your least common multiple. Go ahead and identify the things that they have in common. There's a 3 in common. Let's write that down. There's an x in common. Let's write that down. Anything that's shared, you only write once. Then you go back and write the remaining pieces. We need to write down 3x because that wasn't included, and x plus 1. Because that wasn't included. You'll want to go ahead and simplify. So even though we factored it out, it was important to see what pieces we had. In your final answer, you'll go ahead and multiply the 3 and 3 together to get 9, x and x for x squared, and x plus 1. There's your least common multiple. Go ahead and give the next two a try, pause the video, and come back when you've got the answer.